Hi everyone. Do you feel safe in this life? Do you think that you can just live your life, be yourself, and the universe will take care of you? Because most of us don't believe that. Most of us believe that this universe is oblivious to us. It's oblivious to our needs, to our wants. We say that it's a dog-eat-dog world. And many times when it comes to religion, spirituality, I see this distinction between what I think life is when I'm in church or when I meditate, where I'm with a group of people that are into spirituality. And then there's the life, real life. So here, everything is miraculous. I mean, it's great. And you hear spiritual teachers telling you that the universe will take care of you. I remember even once listening to Muji, and he said, yeah, of course the universe will take care of you. You just, base your decisions on your intuition, on what your inner self tells you, right? And then it will be all fine. And I remember him saying that he was called to go to another country. He did that. He didn't have any money. And so as he left, went out of the plane, at some point he got hungry. And as he was walking, somebody passed by and gave him a banana. And he was like, that's what happens. It's like every step you take towards based on your real needs or based on your authentic self, if you take those steps, automatically everything around you will shift in a way that you will be supported. And so we say that, right, in spirituality, but then real life comes and then we forget about it and we hustle, we grind, we force ourselves into doing things we don't want to do. We live in relationships we hate. We think, because we think that it's not possible, that, we can't have what we want. We can't be ourselves. And if we're really honest with ourselves, we see the universe as this entity that is oblivious to us and doesn't care. And if we go into the victim mode, which is everything goes against me, we feel that, life is against me, then what do you think we're saying? That deep inside, we think that we're in a universe that is sadistic, a universe that will create a need in us that it will never fulfill, right? We have needs, wants, and we can't fulfill them. What is that all about? So, and this is just heartbreaking to see. It's heartbreaking to live that way. And I remember that at some point in my life, I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going into that victim state. I'm not going to live a life where I feel that I need to manipulate people, that I need to lie, to cheat, that I need to be completely who I'm not and be miserable to survive, because there's no other way out. And so I started testing the universe. I really went all the way and I started testing. And if I'm making this video, it's because I want you, if you are interested, if you want to know, if you want to be clear whether this universe is safe or not, then test it. Test it moment by moment. And what do I mean by testing? So let me give you an example of how I did it, and based on that, you can also do it in your life. I remember that I was in a place where I had followed my bliss, and I was following my curiosity and all that. And I found myself in a place where I had no money for food. I literally had no money with me, and there was no one around me that I knew that could help me. There was a lot of people, but I thought I couldn't ask for help. I could have actually, but anyways, I was in the state of limitation where I felt I have no money, I have no money for food, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just being myself, let's say. And suddenly what happens is that next to me, a group of people sit down and they have pizzas. And I can feel the smell. I mean, I can, feel the smell of it, and I'm like, and that's when actually, until then, I didn't know that I was hungry. I just hadn't eaten. It doesn't mean that I was hungry. I wasn't. But in that moment, when I felt that smell and I hadn't eaten for, I think, 24 hours or more, I felt hungry. And when I felt hungry, the first thought that came to my mind was, oh my God, I can't have it. I can't have what I want. I need to do something that I don't want to do to get money, and then I can have it, right? Because otherwise there's no other way. I had to sacrifice myself to do that. And all these thoughts came up and I got overtaken by them until I remembered. And I started asking the question, am I safe here? Is the universe safe? Will the universe create in me the need to eat, and then put food in front of me that I can't touch? I mean, that is one sadistic universe, if I'm in a universe like that, right? I mean, that's just horrible. I'm sorry, but I mean, it's like, is that how it is? So I sat down in that moment and I started feeling into myself and say, I was open. Okay, let me find out whether the universe is safe or not. Because if it's not safe, I am out of here. Because I really did not want to live in a situation, in a life where you're a victim the whole time. I mean, who wants that? I did not. So I was like, I'll find out. If it's true, I'm out. If it's not true, I am completely in, right? So I did. I went into myself and I started feeling into my body. I started feeling into the hunger, where the hunger was actually talking to me through the sensations, through certain sensations in my body around here, right? My stomach, my mouth, and I felt into that. And as I felt into that, in 1 second, I realized that I wasn't hungry at all. It was just a reaction that I had, a reaction to, have you noticed how many, these, pizza places, burgers and all that, where they use smell as a way to manipulate you into eating. And most of the time, we don't need to eat that much. We don't need to have all that food. And so in that moment, I didn't have food. Why? Because I didn't need it. My body didn't need it. And I could, I was safe there. Because my body, I was safe because my, let's say, everything around me, the universe, was actually helping me regulate my hunger. It was actually helping me regulate my hunger in a way that my body felt good and I wasn't overstuffing myself. And even I tested it further, and I even went into imagining myself having that pizza in my mouth, and it was like, no, thank you. And so I sat there, I felt this nice feeling of, when you don't eat, there's this light feeling in your body, your body feels full of energy, and it's just amazing. And I don't need it. That smell of the pizza that was so tantalizing a few seconds before now was not having any effect on me. And that is amazing, because I didn't need it, so I didn't get it, right? Had I needed it, I would have gotten it. And and the thing that I like the most in these kind of situations is the incredible connection that I always get with myself, which is so nourishing. It's like it's the best thing you can have in your life. So that's the beautiful thing. What happened later on was that I completely forgot about it. And then I was going about my day, and at some point, as I was sitting, just, being in myself, and I saw people passing by, there was a lot of people passing by, and suddenly on the floor, there was nothing, and suddenly there was something. And I was like, it was very colorful. And so I went towards it, and there was money there. Because in that moment, that was the moment where I could eat, where I wanted to eat. So I took the money, and there was a person around that money, because I thought that was the person's money. And I went up to her and I asked her if it was her money. All the while inside of me, I was like, I hope it's not, I hope it's not, I hope it's for me. I hope this shows me that the universe is actually taking care of me, that I'm safe here, right? But I wanted to test it. I didn't want to hide, to manipulate, no, I really wanted to know, because I needed to know. And so I did, so I asked, and the woman just looked at it, and I was like, yeah, that's not mine. Because she had money in other currencies, and that's why she was like, it was the first time she saw that currency, so it's always not her. So I could take that money, have my food, and because in that moment, that's what I needed, so I got it, and I trusted it. And in order to trust it, I had to go back to myself, to feel into myself, to listen to myself. Because as I listen to myself, as I make that incredible connection and relationship with myself, that trust builds up very naturally. And so then later on, I had money for food, and I had my food, and then I didn't have to eat. And I imagine a place, a universe where you don't have to think for your body, you don't have to think for the future, you don't have to think for your, stomach, for your mouth, for your addiction, for anything. The only thing you have to do is that you need to connect with every part of you so you can listen to it. And automatically you're listening also to the outside. And every part of you will tell you what it needs, what it doesn't need. And the moment you need something, you get all the information. And on top of that, your wish is fulfilled as you go on in life, because it comes to you, because you're so connected to the inner and the outer world. And so they connect with you. You have a beautiful relationship with everything around you and inside of you. And so how can you not be supported? How can you not be safe in that environment? So test it. When you find yourself in a situation where the first idea that comes to your mind is, I can't have what I want, test it and see if it is actually what you want. See if it is that. Maybe there's something else. Test it. Question, is it true? Feel into your body, be in your body, see what your body is saying, see what comes up, listen to the sensations in your body, connect with yourself, which means that you're connecting with the universe automatically, incredibly, right? And connect with that and start questioning, is it true? Is it true? Is it this what I need? Is it true that I'm not safe? And just stay there with that and see what happens. Okay. If you have any questions, any comments or whatever, let me know down below.